The Sinoville Crisis Center's CEO, Colleen Strauss, joins us now in studio. Colleen, thank you so much for coming through. Why do you think there's suddenly, there's an increase in the number of cases of abuse that your center has been recording?
Well, we really actually don't understand why over this time especially it increased, but it can be because of the economic situation that the people are facing and the festive season that we are going in. So the people are abusing more alcohol, they are just more relaxing, and then at the end of the day, with the abuse of alcohol and other drugs, this then happens. The domestic violence increases, and we had an escalation of serious cases being reported to our center, where we had to get medical help for the ladies, and then also had to have the husbands removed from the house.
And does this fall in line with trends that you observe over the festive season, including in other years, or is this year particularly bad?
This year is particularly bad. We really had a rife increase in that. In the previous years, we didn't pick it up that much over this season, but definitely in this week alone, we had 6 serious domestic violence cases where police had to go out and assistance had to be given.
Are there any particular factors that have to do with the socio-economics of that particular area where you work that perhaps in your mind as someone who works in the area help you understand why it is that we see this sharp increase over the festive season?
Well, we definitely saw a decrease in financial stability of our community, people losing their jobs, financial strain that's happening. And we had also a big increase in drug abuse in our area. So we are very worried about the coping skills the members are taking on to deal with things happening. So drug abuse and alcohol abuse, and then we say the domestic violence that followed on that.
And in fact, you say that alcohol abuse is a particular factor that you say crops up every now and then in data that tries to understand the phenomenon of gender-based violence.
Yes, the thinking behind that is that you lose your inhibition, you lose your clear thinking and your understanding, and then you act inappropriately and then will resort into any conflict and then the abuse.
There's also another issue that you raised that has to do with the Domestic Violence Act and how that then plays in the space where, for instance, there are divorce proceedings between, a couple and their children involved. Yes. What are the issues that you are flagging there?
We are flagging that in a lot of cases the system is being abused. That in a divorce case the lady will go and get a protection order against the husband, and then we've got a very serious case of domestic violence where the protection order is urgently needed, and then the court would say, you know what, we'll only issue the first date and then you'll come back on a second date. And in that particular case, you will not get any financial support if the court doesn't order it. And where the system is then abused, the lady that really needs that then struggles to get the necessary orders in place.
It makes it difficult for the system to be accessed by those who really need it.
Yes, because some of the systems are being abused by women not needing it.
So over the festive season, a lot of industries shut down, people move around the country and visit family, etc. What is the situation in as far as psychosocial support is concerned for people faced with domestic violence incidents?
A lot of time the lady will be isolated. She will not have contact with her family, and she will really not have a very strong support system. So the first thing we will ask is, where is your family? And then it will be far, and then we'll have to get the funds to get her back to her family. So when she gets back to her family, for that family to then support her, to come to understanding. But a lot of times they are ashamed to say what is happening in their house. So there's a lot of factors having an influence on that.
So I guess the thing to do is just be alert over this festive season and basically look out for any signs of domestic violence and abuse.
Yes, look at marks, look at the manner they are speaking, see if she's being pulled away out of conversation, taken alone somewhere, look at the alcohol abuse increasing, and then just, look at the marks, acting out behavior that's not normal for that person that you know.
All right, thank you so much for coming through.
Thank you very much.
Colleen Strauss is the CEO of the Sinoville Crisis Center.